It was a Monday morning when Tom's world shattered right at 8:45 a.m. with a scream that echoed through his office. He wasn't ready for this. No one would be. Tom was just a regular guy married to Sarah for 15 years, dad to two teenage girls, Emily and Chloe. Sarah was a hairdresser, always busy snipping and styling, while Tom shuffled papers at his desk job. That morning, he'd kissed her goodbye as she rushed out the door, her bright grin flashing. "Have a great day," she chirped in that bubbly voice he secretly couldn't stand. He mumbled a reply, already dreading the workday. Little did he know, it wasn't the paperwork that would break him. It was something far worse. Tom barely made it to his desk when a searing pain ripped through his gut. He stumbled to the bathroom, clutching his stomach, sweat beading on his forehead. That's when he saw Ida's sickly green discharge that made his heart stop. "What the hell is this?" he gasped aloud, panic rising. His boss, Mike, burst in after hearing his groan. "Tom, you okay?" Mike's voice was tight with worry. Tom, pale and shaking, muttered, "It burns, and look at this." He pointed, horrified. Mike's eyes widened. "Get to a doctor now. I'll cover your work. Go." Tom sped to a nearby clinic, too freaked out to wait for his usual doctor across town. They took samples fast, shoving him into a waiting room that felt like a cage. After 30 endless minutes, a nurse barked, "Tom Harper!" Her cold stare made his skin crawl as he followed her to a sterile room. She checked his vitals, blood pressure spiking, temperature up then left without a word. "Doctor's coming," she snapped over her shoulder. Dr. Jones, an older man with a grim face, walked in, clutching a folder. "Tom, I've got bad news," he said, voice low. "You've got gonorrhea, nasty bug you catch from, well, being close with someone." Tom's world spun. "Gonorrhea?" he choked out, voice cracking. Dr. Jones nodded, unflinching. "Here's medicine. Take it all. No closeness with anyone for a week. If it's still bad, see your regular doc." Tom's hands trembled as he grabbed the pills. "I've only ever been with Sarah," he whispered, dread sinking in. Dr. Jones's eyes softened, but his words cut deep. "Then she's got to get checked fast. This can hide in her, turn ugly if she waits." Driving home, Tom's mind raced, anger, fear, betrayal crashing together. He called Mike, voice shaking. "It's gonorrhea, man." Mike sucked in a breath. "Take all the time you need, Tom. I've got you." Then Tom dialed his parents, Jim and Linda. "Dad, I need to see you and Mom. It's bad," he said, barely holding it together. "The girls okay?" Jim asked, tense. "Yeah, but I can't say this over the phone." "Come over," Jim said. "Coffee's on." Tom grew up with his sister Anna in a tight, religious family. Jim and Linda were strict no closeness before marriage, period. Tom stuck to it, waiting for Sarah. When they dated, he told her his rule. She grinned, kissed him hard, and said, "That's adorable. I'll blow your mind on our wedding night." She did. They had Emily and Chloe, and Tom adored fatherhood. Sarah worked late, Aloth haircuts, beauty seminars, leaving Tom to shuttle the girls to dance or soccer. Lately, she'd been gone even more weekends. Whole weeks calling every night, but feeling distant. At his parents' house, Jim's hug was tight. "Coffee's hot," he said. Linda wrapped her arms around Tom and they sat. "Let's pray first," Jim said. After a shaky prayer, he asked, "What's wrong, son?" Tom's voice broke. "I've got gonorrhea." Linda's gasp was sharp. Jim stayed steady. "You step out on Sarah?" "Never, Dad." Tom snapped, eyes burning. "She's the only one ever." Jim nodded slow. "I believe you. What's your plan?" "Divorce," Tom said, fists clenched. "The girls will get it. I can't trust her now." Linda's tears fell. "I thought she was so good, Tom." "Yeah, Mom, she fooled us all." Jim grabbed his phone book. "Kelly Brownchurch lawyer. She'll help," he called, set a meeting for that afternoon. "Bring your money stuff," he added. Tom stormed home, tearing through files for tax papers. That's when he found it. Sarah's records showed she'd raked in cash way more than he knew. A secret bank account, nearly $1 million. His jaw hit the floor. "She's been planning to ditch me," he growled, rifling through statements. The numbers screamed betrayal. He stuffed it all in a bag and raced to Kelly's office. Kelly shook his hand, offered coffee. "Tell me everything," she said, eyes sharp. Tom spilled it, the clinic, the disease, the hidden fortune. "I'm so sorry," Kelly said, leaning in. "Divorce? Here's about splitting stuff, not always who's wrong. The disease helps, but her lawyer might twist it, say, you got it elsewhere. We need hard proof she cheated. Tom's anger flared. What about the money? She could claim it's for a surprise, Kelly said. But it smells like an escape plan. I'll get an investigator on her. Do it, Tom said, pulling his phone. I've got her tracked. Lost her phone once. App still on. He showed her Sarah was at a house across town. Kelly scribbled it down, called her guy. We'll nail this, she vowed. They hashed out more. Tom wanted the girls. I'm the one home every night, he said, voice fierce. Kelly nodded. Courts lean toward moms, but we'll fight. House in your parents' trust? Yeah, no mortgage. Perfect, she said. Don't confront her yet, just tell her to get tested. We wait for proof. Tom took her checklist, stormed out, and brewed coffee at home, fury simmering. Emily and Chloe burst in from the bus. Dad? Emily yelled. You sick? Chloe's eyes were wide. I'm okay, he lied, hugging them tight. But Mom and I, it's bad. You're staying with Grandma and Grandpa a bit. Their faces fell, but they nodded. Later, dropping them off, his phone rang Pete, the investigator. Tom, she's with a guy, Brian, her boss. Kissing, going inside that house. Got pics. Tom's chest tightened, rage boiling over. Thanks, he snarled, calling Kelly. That's gold, she said. Papers are coming. That night, as Tom packed, the phone shrieked again a cop. Mr. Harper, Sarah crashed her car. She's critical hospital now. Tom floored it there, heart pounding. Dr. Lee met him, face grim. She's a mess, broken bones, head smashed. We've put her in a coma to save her. 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. Tom's breath hitched. More? Yeah, Dr. Lee said, voice dropping. She might have HIV. Tests are running. You need to check 2 tomorrow. Tom's knees buckled. She gave me gonorrhea already. Get on it, Dr. Lee urged. In her room, Sarah was a wreck, bandages, a leg cast to her hip, face swollen with stitches. Tom's stomach churned anger mixed with pity. He yanked off his ring, shoved it in an envelope with Pete's damning photos, scrawled her name, and thrust it at the nurse. Give her this when she wakes, he growled, voice shaking. He ripped Sarah's rings off her finger, hissed, Goodbye, you liar, and stormed out, the door slamming behind him. He called Sarah's sister, Rachel. She's down bad, maybe HIV, he spat. Rachel gasped. My husband won't let her near our kids if that's true. Fine, Tom shot back. I'll get her a place. Over 2 weeks, he rented an apartment with her joint account cash, packed her life into boxes with the girl's wedding album, and Alan dumped it there. DNA tests came. Emily and Chloe were his. A flicker of relief. Sarah's car was scrap. Insurance would pay her. 2 weeks later, the hospital called she was awake. Tom marched in with Rachel and a bailiff, papers in hand. Sarah, frail and pale, took the divorce docs, hands trembling. You couldn't wait? She croaked, voice breaking. Tom's eyes blazed. You want it out. I'm making it quick. The girls know, and they're pissed. I'm taking them. Call if they ever want you. They don't now. Sarah sobbed, tears streaking her bruised face. You hate me? Hate's too kind, Tom snapped. You're nothing to me. Apartment's ready. Rachel's helping. Sign and you get half your stash. Fight and everyone sees these pics. Sarah turned to Rachel, desperate. You lied to us all, Rachel said, ice cold. I'll move you in. Then I'm out till you fix this. Sarah wailed. I'm sorry, Tom. I love you. Love? Tom roared. Sign the damn papers, she crumpled, nodding. Goodbye, he said, voice like steel, walking out as her cries echoed. 3 months later, it was done. Tom got the girls, half her secret fund, $450, zero tucked into their college savings. He and Sarah dodged HIV, a miracle. The girls saw her sometimes. She cut hair at a new shop. Tom went back to work, life steadying. One night, Emily and Chloe grinned. Dad, date someone, he laughed. You two keep me busy. But at church, LaSaw's single mom caught his eye. She'd made him a killer pie once. Over coffee, they bonded raising teens alone. Lisa, dinner Friday? He asked, heart racing. She smiled. Love to. At the steakhouse, it clicked. She kissed him at her door, kids cheering from the window. Again soon? She teased. Hell yes, he grinned. Tom learned trust can shatter, but rebuilding takes guts. Life's messy, but with love and grit, you rise stronger.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Drop a comment below to share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to catch our latest videos, okay?